Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today I'm down in the bottom. We moved these cattle in here 3 moves ago, so it'll be a day and a half ago. They're on their final paddock over there. What I was showing you here is we brought them in. There's about 16, almost 17 acres in this bottom. Brought them in across that creek crossing over there. And we split this paddock into thirds because we do have a lot of stockpile down here, a lot of good Kentucky 31 fescue, and I sure don't want to graze it down too short. We're October 13th. We've had 3 killing frost, but today it's 72 degrees. And they're saying all this week it's going to be up in the low 70s, 60s. So we've got 2 inches of rain last week, actually 3 days ago. And we're growing grass out here, so we sure don't want to chew this off very short because I don't want to use the roots to push my stockpile back up. I want to use the grass blades. So the longer the soil collector you leave intact, the quicker it'll grow back. What I was wanting to emphasize here is we are not using a back fence. So there's no back fence in here. So the cattle came into this paddock, and they moved them up to there, and then today they're on that far paddock. And then tonight, we'll take that water tank up over there. There's a few cows standing around. And they're going to be moved up on that hill over there. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 moves up there on the top of that hill. There's about 342 head in there. That's counting everything. There's just a whole menagerie of stuff together over there. But the cattle are doing well. We're just taking the tops of our Kentucky 31. There's a ton of clover in here. Just don't have to seed clover anymore at all. We've got all the clover we want. And if you've got all fescue and you don't have any clover, you need to beat that up a little bit with your mob. Put your cows in there, increase your stocking density. Just do that for a short period of time across parts of that fescue where you don't have anything else growing, and you will start to see clover appear in there. Don't leave your animals on a small area much longer than 30 minutes, okay? You don't put them in a small area and then go home and leave them there for 24 hours. That's a good way to go broke. Cows get thin, they don't breed, and you tear up your farm. We're not into that. But this is a huge labor savings, folks. I mean, you don't have to put in that back fence. You know, you roll it up. Just roll the wire up, you're done. Okay? If you get, let's say we were on this paddock for 4 days. I would definitely want to put in a back fence, because what's going to happen is those animals are going to graze over there, and this is going to start growing back over here. And when it starts growing back, you're going to see these animals over here grazing those plants that are starting to recover. And just remember this, the most vulnerable time of a plant in its whole life is when it's been grazed off and it's trying to come back. And a darn cow or a sheep or whatever reaches out there and rips that thing off again. Well, now that plant's got to start from ground zero. It's going to use the roots, the carbohydrates that are stored in the roots, to grow that plant back. And that costs you about 3 weeks of growing, okay? 3 weeks, it's going to set you back that far. So don't allow your animals to re-graze plants that have been grazed. But if you look out here, you know, this is it's hard to walk around. I'm kind of watching where I put my feet, because you're going to walk into one of those. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful, folks? Nice big old pond in the middle. And that's telling me I've got my nice wrinkles here on the side. Oh, gosh. Oh, I just almost get cold chills when I look at that. That's just beautiful. Now, if I take my foot, I'm going to rip that dude open. Look at that. Just beautiful. There's no water coming to the top. That's telling me my cows are getting good energy, just the right amount of protein, and they're getting fat. They're getting fat for winter. Okay? You don't want to see a real runny manure patch. You need to move your animals sooner, because you're making them chew the plants down too short. They're not getting enough energy and too much protein. That's a beaut. Just manure everywhere around here. So that manure is going to be gone. I won't be back here for 60 days. The earthworms are going to chew that. It's going to go in the soil microbes. Of course, we're going to get some rain. That'll wash some of it away as well. And we've got a heck of a population of turkeys out here. I noticed the manure paths don't stay intact very long. The turkeys out here flipping these things. What are they flipping them for? They're eating the bugs. People say, but Greg, your turkey's going to eat all your earthworms. They're not going to eat all the earthworms. Folks, an earthworm lives for 7 years. And in his lifespan, that one worm is responsible for 1.2 million. Okay? Grandchildren, great-grandchildren, great-great-great-great-great-great. You just name it. So, what you're trying to do is get more earthworms out here. Well, why? This was cropped when I leased this. This was cropped back in 1990s, all the way up through early 2000. And we got this farm in 2003. It's never been cropped since. We didn't put nothing in down here. We just put cattle. Folks, there's never been a bale of hay unrolled on this bottom. It's usually kind of wet down here in the wintertime. It can be a little bit puggy. And we don't have the best of water down here that keep from freezing, so we don't graze down here in the winter. But look at the grass. I mean, we've got it. And them cows are doing good on it. They're fat. Getting a good bite. We moved those cows this morning at 8 o'clock. I had a intern here we're interviewing today, and we walked over there and looked at that. And those cows are all laying down. In 2 hours, every single cow is laying down. Right now, it's 11:45. Guess what happened? Those cows have all filled up. I'm sorry, they've ruminated. They've digested that grass they ate first this morning. Look at them now. They're up eating again. Folks, if you will keep really high palatable plants going into those cattle, they can digest it a whole lot faster. What's so important about that? Well, if they digest it faster, they're hungry. They get up and they eat again. They're putting down fat. They're putting on weight. They're putting on meat. Okay? If you're feeding your cattle wood, in other words, the grass looks like wood. It's, let's say, 160 days old and hadn't had anything grazing on all summer. You're feeding them wood. Those animals are not going to perform on that. The manure paths are going to be about 4 inches high. Way, way, way too much cellulose. No energy in the plants. And the animals are not going to do very well going into winter. These plants are absolutely delicious to them. And they said, but Greg, why didn't they eat them all? I don't want them to eat it all. We just took the tops off. We're gone. We're out of here. So we're going to come across this farm probably twice more this winter. Well, every day you do that, we get 3 moves out of here, 350 head, count that up for hay. That's a whole lot of hay we're not going to have to feed. So I'm excited about what this farm is looking like, from bare soil to this. Yeah, it took us, 17 years, but you know what? It's looked like this for quite a while. So I had to point out these honey locusts. I'm leaving honey locust trees down here. And dang Buck came in and rubbed the bark off my honey locust. He did it on one side. I don't think he killed it, but he had every honey locust in here. He took the bark off one side of them. So you see that real shiny over there? Darn Buck nailed that. So we got good deer over here. We like to grow big deer because we can sell deer hunts. And yeah, it's another way of harvesting solar energy, folks, through a deer. Anyway, everyone have a great day. And this is Greg Judy signing off on a beautiful October day.